Welcome back everyone to the channel and welcome to a different style of video. In fact, I didn't have a video ready for today, so unfortunately you don't get any driver career mode, my team, or an F1 manager video, but rather I thought I'd take this moment to, one, try new things on the F1 24 game. I think the game has reached a just monotonous tone, and I mean, it's a couple months after release anyway, so I thought why not switch things around. And one thing that I thought of was to try Grand Prix mode and go into each track that has either a night race or a day race, and switch it around. So in this case, we're headed to Monaco for the midnight Monaco Grand Prix. And in this case, what I was actually trying to do was create the short that just went up earlier today. I got bombarded on my Instagram feed with this funny meme, so to say, of F1 fans always driving Monaco, or it was more like my dad and uncle my dad went to my uncle's house to watch F1, do you want to come over, kind of thing, and then it would cut to some clip of Monaco and rushing to uncle's house. So yeah, that kind of meme inspired me to join the trend a little late, of course, but here we are. But yeah, I just wanted to do a night race because it looks nice. It looks different and unique, it gives a little more class to the track, I think. But yeah, funny Ricardo crash here. AI still struggling around Monaco. It's been a recurring trend recently. If you guys have been watching my channel regularly, whenever we go to Monaco, we always have some AI mistakes. Most recent one being during qualifying, the AI always hits Novo chicane, and in this case as well, this was Grand Prix mode and it's quickfire, by the way, only 3 laps. They hit the wall again at Novo chicane, entering the Novo chicane. So I don't know, it must be some kind of coding issue, or the AI, as we know, follows this magnetic strip that is the racing line, and sometimes when they're side by side they always panic and then hit the walls there. But yeah, I really enjoyed this, so maybe if possible I'll explore going into Monaco in the night during the driver career mode or my team career mode series, because it's something new, it's fun, it looks different, and it's a different vibe because if you play the game a lot, you get used to the ambiance of said track at a certain time, right? Like Monaco during the day, your braking points, and you're kind of memorizing the tint of that color and the way that it looks. But when you try something new like nighttime racing, it's a little different tint, different ambiance. So it was a bit of a challenge. And also, I almost forgot to say, these races I just did after I woke up. I just woke up, logged on, got onto the game, because as I'm recording this, I have to upload this in a couple hours. So I just went on, just messed around, did some racing. So yeah, you guys are just seeing the raw, no practice runs here. And yeah, I've gone to other circuits, so please be sure to stay in tune with the video, because we're going to other tracks at different time periods. But yeah, it was a good race, this one. Good starting race, had a lot of fun. And Monaco is always one that you want to practice on. I know a lot of people comment on my videos saying, you're a controller player, how do you get so good at it? Let me tell you, I have over thousands of hours on this game. During COVID, all I did was play this game and try to learn F1 and also play F1 a little better. I've always had an interest in F1, but it really skyrocketed during COVID. I mean, I think a lot of people found different hobbies and different things to do over COVID.
Checkered flag.
And you can hear the new added radio calls, and yes, Charles Leclerc, it is over after 3 laps. That's a unique thing as we head to Japan now. I thought there might be a midnight Japan race, but unfortunately it doesn't exist, mainly because you can see there are very few light fixtures that can shine the track alight sufficiently. I mean, you can kind of see there are floodlights in the middle of the track, but I'm not sure why the F1 game hasn't incorporated that and made this possible to race at night. Maybe something that they should explore, as fans are getting very, very, very upset with how the game's progressing, which is another thing that I wanted to touch on, by the way. I think I might take this time to discuss the state of the game and my reactions to it. So yeah, I've been actively playing F1 games since, I don't remember, I think it was F1 2020. Yeah, on my Steam it says F1 2020. and that since then, I feel like the game had some good evolutions, but also very poor degradation. Mainly because I think Codemasters are focusing things elsewhere. Mainly the biggest thing that I feel like a Codemaster should go back and redo is the AI model. AI models really improved during the 2020 to 2024 cycle, you could say, but you'll see that in a moment here as well. As we go, yeah, the handling wasn't great, which is a big issue for F124. But if you take a look at some of these clips in a moment, you'll see that the AI goes for overtakes and like are homing missiles to you. As we enter turn 1 curve and then the S slaloms here on the Japanese Grand Prix Suzuka International Circuit, you can see right there, maybe I squeezed them a little bit, but then again, why are you turning right at the braking zone so much? You had sufficient space to brake, but maybe I'll give a benefit of the doubt there. But it gets worse here as we go through turn 1, following Norris nicely, but we do have bodywork damage that we have to take account for. Underfloor, actually, as Mark tells us. Mark is a whole other story, by the way. So I left a bit of space there, and they just hit you. Like, turn tighter, slow a bit down, turn tighter, and you can make that turn much better. And here's a replay and a better look at what happens. So the door's open. Why are you hitting me? On the exit there, turn tighter and take it a little slower and you'll still get ahead of me. The AI, of course, has ultimate grip, no tire temps to worry about, and no friction to worry about. So why are they doing such nonsense? And it has happened everywhere in other circuits as well. You take a wider line, opens up the inside line, AI takes it, obviously, since if you see a gap and you don't go for it, you're no longer a racing driver. Senna obviously said that. And yeah, I agree. Totally take that line, make it challenging, but why are you going so wide on the exit? You have like in some instances, for example in Saudi Arabia, you have like 3 car widths on the inside and still you're on the far outside lane and they hit you. I don't understand that. So yeah, that is some of the things that I don't like about the AI. Also, they panic so much when they're side by side with each other. It's whenever I say in the game, it's like they're on strips. Like the racing line has a magnetic strip and they have to follow it. If they're deviating off that magnetic strip, they panic. Like they don't know what to do, whether to, defend or to go fast, and they collide and do all that craziness happens. And I think the prime example was earlier with the Monaco Grand Prix, where Daniel Ricciardo just smashes the exit of the Novo chicane. And I just don't know. I really don't know. So that is another issue that I hope Codemasters improves on. The AI models are just stupid. And lastly, I'll add one last thing on the AI.
Checkered flag.
The AI, it's all straight line speed, no talent. Like this is 110 AI that I'm racing on, and they always go fast down the straights. And then when they turn, they're so slow. They brake on the apex. What driver brakes on the apex? You want to trail brake through the turn and then accelerate as soon as you hit the apex, or just slowly exiting the apex. Like that's the ultimate line that you have to take, and they don't do that. So oftentimes you run into issues where they're suddenly braking on the apex and you have to brake as well, and you get this concertina effect behind where everyone starts braking. And this kind of happened here, I think, to some degree. I locked on my rears because the brake differential was not set to what I hoped it would be, which is 56%. That seems to be like the golden area for brake differential, or brake front brake bias. And yeah, that kind of caused a concertina effect, I'd say. And then Hülkenberg just smashes into the rear of his teammate there and gets a DNF, crashes out of the race. But yeah, like I don't get it. The AI is a whole other issue that needs to be dealt with. And lastly, I think not on the AI aspect, but rather the game aspect, like Codemasters and EA, what they have to do is to revamp the whole game, I think. I agree with a lot of the F1 content creators that are much bigger than I am, the other players and fans that have played this game and have been providing feedback to Codemasters. the handling model this time is kind of a telltale sign of what's wrong with Codemasters. I know EA acquired Codemasters, but are still giving Codemasters the freedom to develop the game. They are responsible for distribution, so there is a bit of a difference in what EA can influence and what Codemasters can influence. But right now what we're seeing is, ever since that transition happened, the game has just slowly died to a point where it's just like, you have a blueprint. Let's be honest here. F1 games are a copy and paste of each other. Any EA game is like that. You call FIFA or now FC, that game franchise is a copy and paste of each other. Madden, NFL, which I'm playing on my second channel, so please be sure to subscribe down there if you want to see additional videos beyond F1 content that I post here. It's Extra Suh. You can find the link in the description. That game, NFL, is also a copy and paste of each other, and the fan base there have been complaining how the game is a copy and paste, but it's slowly getting worse and worse and worse. And does EA have any other games? Yeah, I'm sure. Like, it's getting worse and worse. And F1 is no different. Like, the AI model was horrible, the handling model was horrible, the whole way that they've dealt with the issues has been horrible. It's been months since the game released, and they have not changed a single aspect about handling and AI. They say they've rolled out packages and patches to fix handling, but I feel no different. I'm still using setups from back in June, and they're still working fine. And those setups aren't great. Like, they're set up for a very bad car that handles poorly. And this, I'm talking about like Jarno Opmeer, Lucas Blakely, Barry Bormond, all these F1 esports drivers that have been complaining about the game since, and set up cars in a way that could best handle like this horribly driving unbalanced cars. And there we go, there's another instance of the AI smashing into you when you're going wide. But yeah, like, EA has done nothing, Codemasters has done nothing to address this. So I just don't know. I really do not know what we can do as fans to get Codemasters to wake the F up and fix these things. One thing that I do suggest is that Codemasters just skip a cycle. Like, you don't have to constantly pump out a game every year. It's been the case because of what I call the COD effect. Call of Duty release the game every single year, but what's unique about their game modeling or game producing model in the past was that they have several different teams working on different titles. You have Black Ops, that's made by Treyarch and Activision. Then you have the Modern Warfare series that is made by others. I'm not quite certain which developers are or which teams are on that. And then you have Advanced Warfare. You had all these different titles, World War, Cold War, like all these different titles that are alternating. So essentially what teams are doing are one team does one game, releases say year 1, another team releases year 2, which has been in development for the past 2 or 3 years, and then another team releases it in year 3 that has been in development for a while. Now, yes, the quality of COD games has dropped significantly, and I attribute that to the Fortnite effect. Obviously, Fortnite has been gaining a lot of traction among young players, which is great. Bringing young, a new generation of gamers is always a good thing. But the bad thing about the Fortnite model is that they just add new skins, new weird stuff to the game, and still call it a new game. Yeah, and following that trend, a lot of game companies have been, going for it. And it's the same with FIFA. Like, with FIFA, what happened was they've turned the model completely towards microtransactions. Like, if you pay for packs, for whatever market items you can purchase, you can win. So it's pay to win system. COD follows that, and then I think F1 has slowly tried to go there, but the issue is there's no real performance upgrade you can get by paying. I think what they tried to do is with F1 World, put like new elements to the game. Like, you can build or construct your own car, right, in F1 World, and you get cards that, to be honest, I haven't touched F1 World. I don't think anyone has touched F1 World, and it's an absolutely useless element of the game that they've dedicated too much effort on. No one plays it, no one cares about it, so why is it in the game? Just scrap it, focus on the other elements such as driver career mode and my team. But yeah, it's the market of the it's the gaming market. The gaming market has really ruined the game experience for a lot of players and put profit over game enjoyment that the players have. And to be honest, I feel like the game industry is going about it the wrong way, mainly because if players don't enjoy the game, they're less likely to purchase the game. I am an outlier, and so are other F1 content creators, because we create content on this game, so we have to buy it. We want to buy it because we want to build content on the latest games. But if you look at the sales of the latest F1 games, it's been dropping. And this cycle, F1 24 has had the least sales out of any F1 game produced by EA and Codemasters. So it's serious. This issue is serious. And I think it's a good thing because it's coming back to bite these companies, EA and Codemasters, because they were going for profit and then ended up losing so much profit because the game is not good for the player. Players have to enjoy the game to pay money for it and to, give companies the profit that they desire, right? Game sales equals profit. And now if that people are not buying the game, the profit is dropping. So I'm hoping that they wake up. The slight concern that I have about this is that once profits are down, I'm wondering if the game quality is going to drop. We're going to end up in this dilemma, this cycle of going constantly downwards, where companies aren't making profit, so they're not able to invest big money into the next title, and therefore we're going to get a worse off game. I hope that's not the case, and I hope that they get a lot of sponsors to, pump money into projects so that they can produce some better games. So yeah, that is one thing that I'm hoping will happen, that companies wake up, produce better games, and do better about everything, because it's a total shambles. They need to wake up and produce better things for the better enjoyment of the people. And one other thing that we have to recognize is that the economy isn't in a great state. People are struggling to buy groceries. That is a worldwide thing. I was in Europe. Europeans are struggling to purchase daily groceries. In the United States, it's also the case. People are struggling to purchase basic necessities. And when that's the case, game purchases will not be top priority. Games aren't cheap anymore. I remember the days back in the day when you could buy a game for, say, like $20, and that was like a AAA title, $20, $30. And now what they are costing is like $90 for early access, $70 for the base game. That's an insane markup. Absolutely insane markup. As I make some stupid mistakes, I was tired at this point, so I do apologize for the horrible driving here. But yeah, it's just, I just don't get it. You're charging exorbitant prices and expect people to buy it when people are struggling to go get by. They're going to reduce purchases of games, and then they're going to, dedicate more of their budget towards their necessities. That is basic economics 101. So I'm surprised that all these CEOs, and I'm not only talking about Codemasters and EA here, and all these other game developers are like surprised Pikachu face that people aren't buying their game. Obviously, you're producing crap and you're expecting people to buy it. People are fed up now. So wake up. Wake up. I just don't get, I don't get the thought process of CEOs. So yeah, I think recently what I've seen is that these smaller solo devs are picking up a lot of profit here, which is great, I think. They put their dedication, their life's work into those games and are charging like $10, $12, so people are buying them. Some of the things that I'm talking about here are Supermarket Simulator. That blew up massively. That was, I think, a solo dev. And it's such a simple game mechanic too. You open up a store, you stock items, and then you grind the game so that you get more profit, and then you increase the size of your supermarket. Like, it's such an easy game to make. So I like, all hats around, hats off to him. Fantastic job to the dev that created Supermarket Simulator. And in a similar vein, we got that card shop simulator, the TGK card shop simulator. That is also a stunning result from solo dev, I believe. So that is brilliant to see. All these people capitalizing on AAA titles, struggling so much to make good games and selling them, and they're taking away market share. So that is fantastic. Also, what I've noticed is that games that are made with passion have much better graphics and much better game mechanics, because they dedicate their life into it, because they want enjoyment over profit. And you can see that too with the prices. They don't charge $80 for a game. They charge like $10, $20. And that makes sense because they care about the player enjoyment, and they roll out patches almost regularly, like every week or almost daily sometimes, depending on how active the dev is. But all hats off to them, like really. I'm very happy that that kind of revolution is happening in the gaming industry, and I hope that EA and Codemasters, among other developers, wake up and see that trend. So yeah, as this is the last race, Las Vegas in the day. While I was driving these, I was wondering how hot must it be in these cars to drive in these conditions. And yeah, you will see if you go on YouTube, you'll see like highlights from the old Grand Prix. So back when F1 came to Las Vegas, it was held in a parking lot in a very boring circuit layout in this heat, and the cars were overheating and drivers were not very comfortable in the car. They were burning up, boiling. So yeah, it's a good thing that they've moved on to a night race when it's slightly cooler. I don't think it's still optimal conditions, but they're much more manageable compared to daytime. Same with the Middle Eastern races like Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. It must be insane how hot they must be. I didn't go to Qatar in this race, but Qatar would be also similar with the heat, the insane heat that they'll have to drive through. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun doing these races, and yeah, I hope to use this time to reflect on the current gaming market, and especially F1 game side. F1 itself, I think, is a whole other issue. I'm not liking the way that FIA and F1 are managing the current trend, and I'm highlighting especially this swearing issue. I try to minimize my swearing, but I do swear like a sailor during the day when I'm in my own like self and with friends. But come on, these guys are driving cars, very fast cars, at 300 kph plus. I don't know what that is in miles. I don't use imperial units. I'm more of a metrics guy, but that is insane speeds. I wish people would understand how much swearing occurs in rush hour traffic. Like, think of how much swearing occurs. You can go to dashcam videos on YouTube and see that. So I just don't like how they're, forcing drivers to be PG. Like, come on, let's be realistic here. No one's gonna be PG. No one's PG in real life. Kids on Fortnite and COD swear more than we do. So grow up. Seriously, I think there are two messages from this video. Grow up and wake up. So yeah, that's a whole other video, I think. Let me know if you guys want to hear me rant about it. But that is all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll go back to regular programming tomorrow. And with that, see you guys next time.